Nothing changes if nothing changes. When I had heard the statement for the first time, it did not really strike a chord, but over time, this has become one of the most impactful statements that I keep going back to over and over in my life. I don't think I've spoken about this part of my life on this episode. I got married for the first time at the age of 27, and I got divorced by the age of 28. I started a business at the age of 29, and I had to shut that business by the age of 31. By the age of 31 and 5 years back to back, I had realized that I had failed at marriage or relationships and at business. All my life, I had lived a very cushioned life, and then these 5 years became a roller coaster. That was the time when I got to the journey of self-development, personal development, and that's when I really understood the power and impact or need of change. In today's episode, I'm going to introduce you to 5 aspects of your life that you can change relatively quickly once you understand the impact that these aspects are having on your life and you understand the growth that you can unlock when you change these aspects. It really holds the power to 24x your manifestation process, as I have mentioned in the title and on the thumbnail of this episode. So without taking too much time, let's get started and tell you about these 5 aspects and why do you need to focus on these changes. But before that, a very warm welcome to you if you're here for the first time, and for all the regular viewers and audience members, a very, very, very warm welcome. This is Manifest with Paycheck to Profit. Today we are talking about 5 changes that are going to help you 24x your manifestation in the new year, and this is episode 25. The first thing that I would like you to focus on is that you need to change your negative thoughts. People are surrounded by negative thoughts in all areas of their life. But since we talk and focus about business and wealth, one thing that I keep hearing really often is that people keep saying that there's a lot of competition in and around the world. Let's talk about the biggest company in the world, Apple. Now, Apple is the most popular product of Apple till date is iPhone. Apple is competing with over 20-30 companies who are creating Android phones in the same market of smartphones. And yet Apple has clearly stood out as a winner by holding 40 to 50% market share in many developed countries in the world, and in countries like India, their market share is only increasing year by year. What does that mean? If you focus on competition, competition grows. But if you focus on growth, if you focus on muting out your negative thoughts, you will only find ways to keep growing irrespective of the situation that the market exists in. Because situations and challenges in markets will remain. That is the fundamental characteristic of the market. But you need to focus on the positive aspect and what can you do to overcome the challenges despite the situations in the market, despite the negative situations that are existing in the market. The second thing that you need to focus on changing is your negative habits. Now, I don't want to preach, but your habits of smoking, drinking, if you're consuming any sort of products or injecting yourself with products which you should not be indulging in, all of these habits add up over time. If you're consuming a lot of negative content, even that adds up on an emotional level. When I focus on money blocks in my community programs, or my Paycheck to Profit Academy, I have come across the fact that most people have a lot of money blocks that are coming to them, to their life, into their minds through the negative content that they consume. So I am not, as I said, I'm not going to go into the preachy mode, but if you know you have some habits which are holding you back, if you know that there are some habits that you have to indulge in irrespective of what the situation is, that is a habit that you really need to focus on changing, because it is having a very strong impact on your life even if you don't realize. Now, if you are focusing on what kind of negative habits to give up, you can also focus on building more positive habits. And one positive habit that I welcome you into is to join and become a part of the ProfitClan. What is a ProfitClan? ProfitClan is the email program or email membership of Paycheck to Profit. It's absolutely free, where you can get access to all the updates of Paycheck to Profit with regards to new podcast episodes, new content being posted on Instagram, YouTube, or any other platform that we are active on. I'm very soon going to be introducing a free community for all ProfitClan members. So you'll get access to that community also through ProfitClan. So there's a lot of exclusive content that I share with ProfitClan members, which I cannot share on all social media platforms. And it becomes overwhelming to even keep up with all the content that I share. So being a member of ProfitClan is the best way to keep connected with Paycheck to Profit. And you also get access to the the Profit Masterclass, which I do on every Sunday through ProfitClan. You'll find the link to become a part of the ProfitClan member in the link below, but I'll just very quickly read out the URL to you. It's paychecktoprofit.com/ProfitClan. Please make sure that you go to that to that link and sign up to become a part of the ProfitClan. The third thing that I want you to focus on changing is getting rid of negative company. People are negative, and these negative people come with a lot of negative mindset and negative thought process. One of my coaches refers to these people as energy vampires. If you are around people who always tend to suck energy out of you, if you are spending a lot of time around people who only focus on negative aspects of their life or things that are not working in their life, please be very careful about the time, effort, energy that you are indulging in or that you are expending with these people. Get into the whole zone of finding yourself better company, better role models, find yourself a mastermind. And how can you do that? Paycheck to Profit can definitely help you with that. Once you become a part of the Profit Clan, you will understand how Paycheck to Profit is actually a community that's focusing on holistic growth of Profit Clan members and helping them connect with like-minded people at every step of the way. The fourth thing that I want you to focus on changing this year is be very mindful of the negative words and negative thought process that keeps running in your head. Now, negative words are the words that you speak out, and negative thought processes is the words that you are processing in your mind when you're not talking to somebody, but you're just talking to yourself. Be very mindful of the language that you're using when you're speaking out internally or externally. I have come across so many people who don't even realize the kind of negative things that they say about themselves. I have heard people who say this about themselves. They say, I don't deserve to be rich. I'm not good enough. I'll not be able to invest since I don't come from a commerce background or a management background. I don't have an MBA in finance, so I can't invest. Even if I end up investing, I'll only end up making losses. The worst things that I've heard, these are just obviously the ones which I've told you until now are very negative, but the worst things that I've also heard that hurt me just by listening to it is when people tell me I'll die poor. Money blocks are very, very, very powerful. People don't even realize the impact of these statements that they say. And I want you to be mindful and make sure that you are very careful about the kind of words that you speak out, not just externally, but also the words that you think about internally. The fifth point and the most important point that I want you to focus on eliminating this year from your personality is change your negative emotions. Negative words over time end up becoming a part of your personality. Negativity trickles down in every aspect of your life. 2023 as a year for me was one of the most difficult years that I have gone through on a personal level, emotional level, relationships level. I lost out on a lot of friends. I had a very difficult time to restart Paycheck to Profit as a community and as a business and as a social media place, but it is possible to walk out. If you listen to these episodes, I keep giving out nuggets, and if you connect with me on my social media, you will see that I share a lot of parts of my journey. But what I'm trying to bring to your notice is it is very essential for you to change. It is very essential for you to walk out of the zone that you are in. If you are in a difficult and a hard place, I'm sending you a lot of positive vibes and energies, but you need to change or find a way to change your negative emotions. I can try my best. You can follow me. I make sure that I share as much positive content as I can. You can find all my social media links in the show notes or the description below the like button. So make sure that you connect with me across all social media platforms. Towards the end, let me consolidate and give you a quick reminder of all the 5 points that I mentioned. You need to change your negative thoughts, negative habits, negative people, negative words, and negative emotions and thought processes. Make sure that you bookmark this podcast episode, because you may want to listen to this podcast again and again for you to reiterate and reinforce these thoughts, these ideas on your subconscious mind. One habit that you can build, which can help you actually eliminate and reduce the impact of negativity in your life is to build gratitude. And I am recommending you to listen to or watch the episode 18 of this podcast, which was 5 astonishing ways gratitude can help you boost your manifestations. You'll obviously find the link to that episode in the show notes or the description below. Make sure that you listen to that episode. It's a very powerful episode. All sorts of change will have its root in some way or the other in gratitude. So do not take gratitude lightly. It's a new year. Start your new year with a very positive note. Listen to that episode and start implementing everything that I mentioned in that episode. If you've been listening to this episode till this moment, I would like to take a moment and thank you. And I would request you to take a screenshot of this episode, share it on your social media. Do not forget to tag Mr. Emojical and Pay2Pro so that when you share your stories, we'll get to know about it and we will amplify your stories on our social media platforms. So please do that. If you're listening to this episode, you can watch these episodes on YouTube. All these episodes also get uploaded on Paycheck To Profit YouTube channel. And if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you so much for being a part of the YouTube community, but also take a moment on your phone to subscribe to this podcast on the platform, podcast platform of your choice. Maybe it's Spotify, maybe it's Apple Podcasts or any other application that you use to listen to your podcasts. Please take a moment and leave a comment below. Every comment helps tremendously for the algorithm to understand that you're liking this content, and it is very difficult for educational content which is not full of animations to reach to your animation, video editing to reach to your social media feed. Just go down and write to 2024 plus. Just take 5 seconds and leave that comment, and you don't know how much that one comment will help this episode, this podcast, me and the entire Paycheck to Profit community. So please do that for the community. If you're listening to this episode and if your podcast platform allows, please leave a 5-star review to this episode or the podcast in general. If you have any questions to do with money mindset, money blocks, law of attraction, where are you getting stuck in law of attraction, please feel free to reach out to me on any of the social media platforms. I'm extremely active on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode till the end. I wish you a very profitable 2024. I hope all your manifestation dreams come true this year, and Manifest with Paycheck to Profit is always going to be a part of your journey. I'll see you next Monday at 6 a.m. IST with a new episode of Manifest with Paycheck to Profit. I'm Manish Ahuja signing out. And until I see you next time, keep going, keep growing. Thank you so much.